Tell our team. This is skill to go and build an organization like MTN, Glo, Tisalat, and you want to build a community. Tell our community. This is a skill you actually need to go and build a business family. So you need to build a family that you can rely upon, a family you can depend upon, a family you can do business with. So this particular relationship is called significant relationship, or we call it transformational relationship. What do you call it? Transformational relationship. So you have to transform your life and transform other people's life. The best your team can be is the best of you. So you cannot give what you don't have. So this relationship is what brings out fortune. Tell us fortune. This is what gives you a residual income. So we are looking forward to make the kind of money by doing something right. Okay? Once you fix it once and for all, your financial life is fixed. You can see that everything happening outside of you, the government, the politics, your father, your mother, outside of you, the weather, the moon, everything that you cannot control. Those things are called contributing factor. What does it called? Contributing factor. What's happening inside of you is called determining factor. What does it called? Determining factor. So determining factor, what contributing factor can slow you down, can delay you, but cannot stop you. What stopped men from succeeding, from them being a successful entrepreneur, from being a businessman, is what is happening inside of them. Inside of you, there are two energies inside of you, positive and negative. The one you focus dominates. So when it's positive energy, when you wake up in the morning, you generate one out of this energy every morning, either positive or negative. If it's positive, it's called what? Dopamine. Negative is called what? As you feel problem. So that is what happens. So when you wake up in the morning, generate a positive energy. And the positive energy give birth to courage, give birth to faith, give birth to ideas, determination. This is what makes you succeed. Courage means acting in spite of fear. But what stops people are the negative inside of any energy inside of you, which is doubt, fear, of course, anxiety, worry, all those malice, anger, bitterness. This is what stops men from succeeding. I tell you what anger has done to a lot of men that's supposed to be great. Because anger, they break the table, break relationships, scatter everything. No more because of anger. Tell anger. And they will blame everything. It's only the anger came out of them, which they can control. Because we have self-control. So the most powerful factor here is you. You are the main essence for wealth. Without you, wealth is useless. Without you, wealth is not meaningful. So if wealth must pass and express himself from you, you must be the person. The person that poverty chooses to express himself from suffer a lot. So that is why we have been the core focus of this training all these days. So we have been on success assumption. Today should be part 7. So you can imagine that. So those that are actually not regular in our classes, they are missing the success assumption. And of course, this assumption is made manifest in your subconscious, and an assumption is an unconscious belief that is evidenced by your actions, by your activities, behaviors, and what you do. So we have some few outlines we're looking at, and let's see how we can bring this training to a close. This should be the longest of our training ever since the starting of this particular series of these trainings. So we have about 5 outlines we are trying to catch up, 5 of them, so we have been on them. So the first one there, the first outline we are supposed to cover. Number 1 is context for the concept. Context for the concept. That's the first outline we're looking at. Number 2, we're looking at the double mind. The double mind. And we went and drew the mind, we drew the conscious and the subconscious. And then we said that the conscious mind is evidenced by what you say, while the subconscious is evidenced by your actions. And now evidencing your assumptions. Evidencing your assumptions. So your assumptions, these are the outlines we have to cover. We have covered some of them already. And now on why the wilderness, why are you always struggling? Why that things are not just always going the way it's supposed to go in your life? There must be some sort of reasons. And then number 5 is called the second law. So we've taken time to let me do some kind of revision, because we've done justice to context for the concept, we've done justice to double mind, we've done justice to evidencing your assumption. I think we stopped at here. Why the wilderness? So one of the things we said in the class of last week, over the week, is that unconscious belief are evidenced by your activities as opposed to your conscious belief, which is evident by your words. So if you say what you believe at the conscious level, you can explain. You can say it, you can explain it. But what you believe at the subconscious level is only evidenced by your actions, your activities, and by your behavior. So we went and did something like this, very powerful. We drew a mind. So our mind is like this, and we divided it into the smaller one and the bigger one. The smaller one is called conscious mind. What else is called? Conscious mind. Conscious mind, the 5 senses: the eye, the nose, the ear, the mouth, and the skin. So they are and it's evidenced by your words. Say no words. You can explain it. Anything you can explain. That means you understand it at the conscious level. Then we have the subconscious mind. And we said that the conscious, this one contains 0% to 30% of your mindset. This one 30% to 70% of your mindset. This one is only evidenced by your actions and actions, by what you do, by your deeds. So when somebody says something and do something different, that means that is when a person is a dull-minded man. A dull-minded man is not a person that keeps changing his word. No, it's when what he say and what he's doing is the different thing. That is when a man is a double-minded individual. And we look at it from James, and the way the God says, we talk about wisdom. He that love wisdom should ask, but it should not be. It should be single-minded, not be double-minded man. If a double-minded man, you cannot receive anything from the Lord. So we need. It is one thing to declare battle at the subconscious, at the conscious doubt. It's another thing to declare war at the subconscious doubt. We declare. Why we need to declare war? Because we need to detect, expose, demolish, dismantle, eliminate unconscious doubt. Why? It's the presence of unconscious doubt that creates conflict between what you say and what you do. We said assumption affects your decisions and determines your actions. So we discussed a lot, and I said, don't find yourself in a conflicting place where what you say is right and what you do is wrong. So we now said, okay, for God to actually help someone to be successful, so we'll not stop assuming, we should start living in the success. Let's look at the scriptures. Although I'm not a pastor, your church is enough. Tell your neighbor, my church is enough. I'm your mentor. So, but what we look at the book of life to pick some lessons. So we saw the children of Israel, that God was delivering them from Egypt to the promised land. He is Almighty. At the finger of his tips, we have just picked them from Egypt to the promised land. But why did God have to allow them pass through wilderness? God shows us a process, not a process, because it can take God a day, a night to deliver the children of Israel from Egypt. But it will take God several years to take away Egypt from them. It can take God a day to deliver you from poverty, but it's going to take God several moments, several years to take poverty mindset out of you. So we look at so many things that happen. When did they actually move into the promised land? Joshua. What happened before Joshua? Deuteronomy happened before Joshua. So he said there's something that sits before Joshua, and we need to look at what sits before Joshua. For the promised land, before you're abundant, before you walk into that with that millions you're looking for, that company, that organization you're trying to build, something must happen. So he said the Lord God gave them two laws of God before the promised land. The first one happened in Exodus at the Mount Sinai, and when he gave the law of that distinction and separation, turn on separation. And the second law happening, of course, in Deuteronomy is the door of purpose and what? Destiny. So when that we discuss those one, he said God does not deliver you from something without not delivering you into something. That means God is taking you from poverty, he's taking you to wealth. So you should stop. It's no longer, the children of Israel in Joshua were no longer talking about promised land. They were now walking in promised land. They were no longer dreaming, but they were now doing. They were no longer naming, but they were now claiming. So they were no longer look at the menu. They're not eating the meal that satisfies them, their hunger and their appetite. So you, as you're looking at me, some people are still dreaming when they're supposed to be doing. They're not doing. Some people are still talking when they're supposed to be walking. Some people are still naming when they're supposed to be claiming, because nobody told them you are more than enough. Touch yourself, say, I'm more than enough. Touch yourself, say, I'm a success. So we need the amazing generation of entrepreneurs. These amazing entrepreneurs are taking over victories, that are breaking doorways, that are on the doorway of their destiny, the gateway of their greatness, with new mentality, new mindset, new conversation, new goals. We are determined to take charge. They not take charge. Entrepreneurs build the economy. When things are hard, entrepreneurs emerge. Capacity thing makes you entrepreneur. So we need entrepreneurs. We need thinkers. They're not thinkers. We need thinkers so that we stop doing manual labor to mind labor. They're not mind labor. We need to labor the mind to bring out ideas. They're not ideas. So why success assumptions? So we said that when somebody you should stop. When you're about to achieve your success in life, 5 things must change. 5 things has to change. Number 1, your language. Number 2, your attitude. Number 3, your conscious belief. Number 3, your energy and your planning. So we said language, you have to change your language from saying what if to when. When I succeed. Because when you say when, it's going to create anticipation, expectation, and demands preparation. Turn up preparation. You know, one of the things that makes success achievable is preparation. Turn up preparation. Once you are prepared, okay, you can succeed. We say attitude is a way of feeling and thinking, the way you think and feel about something, and it's evidenced by your assumption. Turn assumption. So we said that when attitude is right, fact don't matters. We went and talk about conscious belief, that when you can no longer tolerate negative thoughts, participate in negative conversation, consume negative content, because once you consume these things, it's going to penalize you. It's going to make you it will make you procrastinate, tiredness, fatigue. So you need to replace all negative assumptions with positive assumptions that will help you tap into reserve energy
unleash the fountain of strength, and renew your mind for greatness and abundance. Then abundance. So when you need, we talk to planning, that you need to plot and plan when you are going to move into fame and fortune. So we went to talk about why the wilderness, and that's where we stopped, right? We mentioned three things. Why do God make, why are you struggling? Why must you struggle to achieve things? For three reasons. Number one is the school of faith. Number two, training to reign, demolishing the doubt. God cannot just pick you from pit to pinnacle without process. So we drew something like this. We say God cannot just pick you to pit. You must pass through process. Why is process important? Truth, because transformation happens in the process. Without process, you cannot be transformed. You will what? Reform before you go to the pinnacle. And with the process, you can repeat the result. So when you are competent, you can repeat a process. But when you are building a system, management system, you can maintain a success of a system. But when by leadership, you multiply the result, and a result. So process is important because God doesn't give us anything in finished product. You cannot move from pit to pinnacle. If you ask God for a table right now, God will give you a tree. Tell a tree. God will give you a tree, and you have to pass the tree through a process to get tables and chairs. Yes or yes? Tables and chairs. So if you're asking God, God, I need table. God, I need table. Table fall from heaven. Chair fall from heaven. It will not come from heaven. God answer. You need to know how God answer prayers. God doesn't answer prayer the way you ask God. God answer prayers in significant way, and you must know that. So one of the things God do when ask God for table and chair is to give a tree. It is you that will sit down and think how you can get a tree out of a table out of the tree. Yes or yes? Yes. If you ask God for of course an effect. If you ask God for an effect, God will give you what? A cause. So a cause must pass through. If you ask God for a supply, tell not supply. God will give you what? A source. If you ask God for things, tell not things. God will give you thoughts, tell not thoughts. If you ask God for items, tell not items. God will give you ideas, tell not ideas. But people that don't understand that God gives ideas to God gives thoughts to things. People don't understand this. He's saying, God, I need item, I need shoe, I need car. What God wants to give to you is idea, tell not idea. And all these things, you get them from your mind, tell not mind. You also use your mind. The mind work. What do you use your mind for? For imagination. Tell me imagination. So use your mind for imagination. So if you're not using your mind, imagination. Imagination simply means an image nation. Tell me image nation. It means picture nation. Tell me picture nation. You are supposed to sit down and picture your future and stand up to take action. So the wilderness journey is for you to depend on God. So you gave three outlines saying the children of Israel was passing through the school of faith because God sent them to the school of faith so they can learn to trust Him, depend on Him, believe to succeed in the face of adversity, difficulty, opposition, hostility, etc. So God must pass diamond through pressure to shine. God must pass gold through fire to do what? Shine. Your brain must pass through training, training and learning to do what? To shine, for you to shine. That is why most poor people are not thinking, they are not using their brain. You know why thinking is the hardest job poor people don't do. They prefer to complain than to think. They not think. So you need to learn how to think and act on your ideas. That will take you to abundance. And this set of experience and necessity will help you. So number three reasons are still on revision why the wilderness is because it was a training ground for them to learn how to reign. We need to learn how to lead. We need to learn how to have self-reliance, self-sufficiency. We need to make the most out of what we have. Start where you are. And from there, stop looking for perfect moment. Take the moment and make it what? Perfect. People always tell me, oh, I don't have support. Nobody is helping me. The truth of the matter is that we have never run out of resources any day, anytime. We always lack resourceful men. There's no resources problem. We have resourceful men. That's why I have resourceful problem. So if you are resourceful, you can use the resources available to you. If you are not resources, let me give you all the resources in this that you still complain. You know, so we went ahead to talk about the last thing, that the ultimate purpose of the wilderness journey was to demolish their doubt. No doubt. This was where we start, and we stopped at telling us that when God is bringing us to the promised land, even though it's occupied by giants, the parasite, the Jebusite, all the side, the cannibals, the devil worshippers, we are not afraid because God taught us in the wilderness that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. God taught us that there is more that is for us with us than he that is against us. That greater is he that is what? In us, than he that were in the world. So as an entrepreneur, as you bring out a product or services to solve problem for the human being, for satellite, stop doubting yourself because most of us are doubting ourselves. It's called limiting belief. They're not limiting belief. So when that is talk about surviving your own success, we get about 4 reasons why you need to survive your success. And we said something like this: the reason why God has to demolish the doubt in the school of wilderness is because He wants people. Because you must become the person that can survive your own success. Your dream can become your own demise if you fail to realize that success is not a destination, but what? A journey. Success is not a place you arrive. It's a realm of where you survive, make significant and transform life. Success is not a thing you create. It's a level you live. So we enter to talk about, I think we'll soon end our revision, that your future requires a level of what? Fitness. That you're supposed to be, you need spiritual fitness, mental fitness, psychological fitness, emotional fitness, relationship fitness, physical fitness, and all this fitness you needed. Because without you not being physically and spiritually and emotionally and mentally fit, you cannot reign when you are there as an entrepreneur. So thank God we have finally done justice to the wilderness. Of course, why the wilderness? Because it's for 3 reasons. Number 1 is to make you demolish the doubt. Number 2, it will make you get the training to reign, and it's a school of faith where you can now depend on God. So let's look at the second law. Tell us second law. This is the last training for this section. So tomorrow, I have something very important for you tomorrow. It will change your mind for sure. Change your mind to become great in life. So let's on your note write the second law and then put it down. Let's take some writings right now, please. The weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory, and you must participate on the lowest level of your transformational process. Then participate by writing, because if you cannot participate, you will not be transformed. So let's write this one down. Okay, the second law came in Deuteronomy, and the basic message is for them to make decision now. The second law came in the book of Deuteronomy before Joshua. The second law, I'm going to give you 10 of them, 10 of the laws. The second law came in the book of Deuteronomy. That has happened, even you as an entrepreneur. These laws, you must keep them. Second law came in the book of Deuteronomy, and is a basic, and the basic message is make decision now. The basic message is make decision now. The now will be capital letter like this. Now, make decision now about how you are going to use 4 things. The second law came in the book of Deuteronomy and has a basic message, which is make decision now about how you are going to use 4 things. That's how I'm going to use. I'm going to write them down. So that's why I want all of us to make decision today. How you are going to use 4 things. I'm going to write on the board. This was the purpose of the second law. Number 1, how you are going to use your fame. Number 2, how you are going to use your fortune. Number 3, how you are going to use your influence. Number 4, how you are going to use your authority. So the second law came in the book of Deuteronomy, and is a basic message about making a decision now how you are going to use your fame, your fortune, your influence, and your authority, because it's money. You will make money. Once you toe in the part of entrepreneurship, once you toe in the part of being a businessman, once you toe in the part of producing a brand for the product, I keep telling us that there are things that you must make decision now. Not when you are fame. You now start to think about what you are going to do with your fame, with your fortune, with your influence. No, before fame, before fame, before fortune, before influence, before authority, you have to decide now. That I keep telling us. All entrepreneurs have thinking chair. All entrepreneurs have a thinking corner. What I want to call a thinking chair, get a corner in your house, get a journal and sit down and make concrete decision before fourth frame, because you're going to be there. You're already at the verge of your breakthrough. You're already at the age of your abundance. You're already at the age of your prosperity. It's about to happen, but it depends on you. You must make decision now. Tell you now, before money comes, before fortune. Because if you don't make decision, your dreams can be your own demise. It can kill you. So don't wait until you have a billionaire. No, before you become a billionaire, decide. Because billionaire is a short thing for you. Before you become a man of authority, center of influence, you must sit down to decide. Tell not decide. You must sit down. Even Christ has to pass through wilderness. He has to sit down to decide. Before, that's after the wilderness, he was tempted by the devil. You must sit down. Tell not sit down. Before they enter promised land, Moses, I'm going to give you 10 things that Moses asked them to pay attention to. So because you are telling me, hey, when I have money, I told you the order is B. do, and what? Have. Because if you become a doctor, you can practice, you can have money. Lawyer, you can practice and collect salary. Teacher, so you say, when I have money, I will start reading book, I will become. No. That is why you sabotage yourself. I need money, I need money. Money doesn't go to people that need money. Money only goes to those that creates value. Turn on value. Money is a slave of value. What did I say? So before you have the millions, you must sit down to decide. Turn on decide. 4 things. When you go back home, sit down and say, before I get into my fame, before I get into my fortune, before I get a center of power and influence and authority, I must decide. So why is this important? Write this one down. Don't think that you are going to suddenly don't think that you are going to suddenly break through and become influential. Don't think that you are going to suddenly break through and become influential, resourceful, and a public figure. Don't think you are going to suddenly break through and become influential, resourceful, and a public figure. Don't think you are going to suddenly break through, become influential, breakthrough, become influential, and a public resourceful, and a public figure without sitting down to design your life. Don't think you are going to suddenly break through, become influential, resourceful, and a public figure without sitting down to design your life. Make decision based on discipline. Make them based on discipline, based on finances, charity, God, yourself, fortune, fame, authority. Don't think you suddenly break through, become influential, resourceful, public figure without sitting down to design your life, make decision on discipline, self-discipline, different order, set boundaries about God, about finance, about charity, about your fame, fortune, influence, authority. Don't think you will suddenly break through. Don't think you will suddenly break through. Don't think you will suddenly break through. Don't think you suddenly break through and become influential, resourceful, and a public figure. Don't think you suddenly break through, become influential, resourceful, and a public figure without sitting down to design your life, make decisions based on discipline, setting boundaries and limitations and limits, setting boundaries and limits about yourself, about God, finance, charity, fame, fortune, influence, authority. Don't think you will suddenly break through and become influential, resourceful, public figure without sitting down to design your life. To design your life. Make decisions based on discipline, setting boundaries, limits about yourself, about God, about finance, charity, fame, fortune, influence, authority, etc. Don't think you just only break through. Don't think if it's only breakthrough, okay, to kill you. Don't think it's only breakthrough and become a man of influence, become influential, resourceful, and public figure without sitting down. There's a place to sit down to design. Tell not design. Design, make decisions based on discipline about yourself, about God. Set boundaries about finances, charity, fame, fortune, influence, authority. Do you know when you begin to sit down? I told you last week about when. When gives you the power to anticipate, expect, and of course demand preparation. Preparation is the mother of expectations. But when you prepare, that means you're expecting. A champions that must win the match must prepare before the match. A boxer that must win the match must prepare before. When you prepare, it shows us they are expecting. Without preparation, you're not expecting anything. People that want to become a doctor, they prepare, go to school before they become. That preparation is what shows us that you are expecting. So you must sit down. Tell us, sit down. Most of us are so busy that we don't think. We are thinkers. You are part of the thinking class. Why must we sit down? I don't want to do this, but we'll still go back there to do it. Because God, I keep on telling us, I've been singing like song, that God created 3 things. How many did he create? 3 things in Genesis. Number 1, God created the creation. Tell us, creation. He said, let there be light. Let there be what? Light. Let there be firmament. Let there be this. Number 2, God created the creatures. Say not creatures. He said, let the earth bring forth his kind. Let the earth bring forth, let the water bring forth his kind. Number 3, he handed over the power of creatures to creation. To creation to create creatures. But when it came to number 3, he created the creator. Say not creator. He said, let us create man in our image and likeness. Let us create what? Man in what? Image. Image. Turn on image. Image. All of us are in the image of God. It come natural. Turn on natural. And likeness. Turn on likeness. Likeness of God come through training and learning. You must act like God. Who is God? A creator. Touch yourself, I'm a creator. That I keep telling you, if you see everything today, you can touch, feel. The shoe you see they are wearing, the chair sitting down, was created by man for man. That's why man is a creator. And you can see in this life, aeroplane, car, laptops, internet, your phone was a man's creation. So you are a creator. If you don't function in that capacity, you cannot be fulfilled. Until a man creates, he cannot be fulfilled. Men that don't create are slaves in other men's vineyard. Stop being a slave to another man. Stop being a slave in another man's life without no purposeful plan to create. And not create. Stop enslaving your time for peanuts called salary. Salary can never make you a billionaire. Go and look at the top 100 billionaires in the world. They are not employees. These are all entrepreneurs. They're entrepreneurs. So you have to sit down before your fortune. Sitting down is one of the preparation strategy that you're going to take to your abundance. An abundance. Because you can never live a life. Okay, let me say this to you. You can never achieve a goal you never set. How do you know it's a goal? You did not set anything. Why will you achieve something? Nothing. Because even if you scored a goal, you don't even know it's a goal. You never set anything. He that failed to plan to fail. Yes or yes? So you must plan. How do you plan? You don't plan when things are busy, in a busy environment. There are distractions in the world today. Facebook, Instagram, billboard, radio, internet, Facebook, keke man, okada man, father, mother, children. Everything is distracting you. Church, village people, they're all distractions. They're not distractions. Satan doesn't kill a man, he distracts a man. And when a man is distracted, the man will automatically kill himself. That's the truth. Satan cannot kill you. That's what you fail to understand. Satan, the greatest miracle is waking up in the morning. Satan knows they're happy. As you are waking up, you are more than conqueror. He cannot. Because see, he has been defeated. Far above. God has lifted you far above principalities and powers. So the only way Satan can kill a man is to distract him. And tell distraction. So what I advise you to do, you cannot do this during the day. Distraction is too much. Although you can distract yourself and go to a solitude place where you can be like Christ normally do every time. He always moves across the water to where other distraction can. You move your disciples, teaching them how to create their life. So, but I advise you in the world we live today, when you go back home, send your children to bed by 9 o'clock, send your wife to bed by 11 o'clock. If your wife, send your husband to bed by 11 o'clock. Sit down, tell them, sit down. Send them to bed. You don't have to send the women to bed. Just give them what they want. They are going to bed. That's the baby. Sit down, tell them, sit down. As a man, pick your journal. Pick a part of your life, career, relationship, finances, fame, fortune, influence. Pick, think, then nothing. Off your phone, off distraction. Please, you cannot stop the bird from flying over your head, but you can stop him from perching on your head. That means you cannot stop negative thoughts from flying your mind, but you can stop dwelling on negative thoughts. Don't dwell on it. Start with gratitude. Turn off gratitude. I'm a great man. Start affirmation. I'm a success. I'm a millionaire. I'm a leader that makes impact. The anybody that comes around me will get strength, energy. Start before gratitude will launch you into the next level. The next level. You need to see revolutionary knowledge about yourself. God wants to have a personal relation, but you need that calmness. Calmness. Most of you sit down, that thing and start worrying about Gary, fufu. That's what killed your forefather in the wilderness. Garlic and the meat in Egypt. Stop thinking about Gary. Think about your future. Tell your future about your fame and your fortune. So you must sit down. Sit down. Before your fame and your fortune and your authority, you need to sit down and take a moment. Take a moment. This is why, don't write this so much. Listen to me. This was why Christ was led into the wilderness before he started his ministry of signs and wonders and miracles and powers. Of course, in the wilderness, you are going to make decisions about your fame, fortune, authority. Jesus Christ was tempted thereafter that he will become powerful when he jumped, that the angels will carry him. So Jesus Christ was tempted about for three things. Number one, power. Number one, he was tempted about food. So don't worry about food. That Satan told you to turn the stone to bread. And of course, he was tempted about jumping from pinnacle. He was tempted, but he used the word of God to overcome. That means you don't have to lack the word of God inside you. He was about power that if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you the power. So you can see why God wants you to sit down. Then not sit down. So and establish some things. You must establish 10 things. 10 or 10. Now I'm going to give you 10. Establishing priority before you go into your abundance. 10 things you must establish. So number one, write this one now on the second law. I'll give you the second laws right now. 10 of them. So I'll give you the 10 of them. Decide these things as an entrepreneur. Your life will become better. Decide these things about yourself. And last time I told you that everybody is a product. You're not product. Every product has a purpose. Turn on purpose. Every product has expiring date. Turn on expiring date. None of us will live for 1 million years. So your product, you are not here on earth by divine mistake. You are here by divine selection. Turn on selection. Embedded with giftings, ideas, solutions, vitality, fidelity for the world solutions. But you now take time to discover, develop, and deploy them. You will go to the grave with all those abundance of concepts, ideas embedded in you, which will not happen. So that's why you are associating with us in the community, so that we can help you discover your giftings, ideas, the purpose why you're here on earth, so you can start developing them. Not develop and deploy to make money, because money follows. Money is a slave of value. Turn on value. So let's give the thing going. Number one, why the second law? Number one, don't wait until you are a millionaire to figure out what you are going to do with your millions of dollars. Don't wait until you're a millionaire. Don't wait until you're a millionaire to figure out what you are going to do with your millions of dollars. So I want you to sit down, decide what you are going to do with millions of dollars. Say, okay, I'll build school in my community. I will buy a car for my father. I will build church in my community. I will build hospital in my community. I will give to charity 10%. I will give to this. I will do this. So until you become a millionaire, that school fees you will never pay. Until you become, there are too many things you can never do. So now that you're about to go into become a millionaire as an entrepreneur, you must sit down and say, don't wait until you become a millionaire to figure out what you are going to do with your millions of dollars. Do that in percentage. Full stop. I say, write this down your notes. Don't wait until you're a millionaire to figure out what you're going to do with your millions of dollars. Full stop. Do that in percentage. That means do that in 100%. I'm going to give God 10%. You are not paying tithe because you want God to bless you. You are paying tithe because God has blessed you already. I don't even call it tithe. I don't like the word tithe. Me, I'm giving to God. I like to give to God. So you can give more than that. Fine. Don't give less. Give more. Then I'll give more. To propagation of the gospel of Christ. Anyhow, they want drum. If you give it to a Catholic Church, Methodist, Anglican, they chop the money with him. That is not your case. You want to say you gave to the work of Christ. Number two, you must give your parents some levels of, you have a father and a mother, so give them something, budget 10%. Number three, you can do for your investment. You know, investment. You can do 30 to 40% for your investment, because you must invest part of your money to make money work for you. Money is multiplied only in investment. You know, investment. Treasury bills, bond, mutual fund, real estate, you invest. You know, invest. So, and then you can also do for personal, for you and your family, maybe 20%. You have to eat food. You have to simplify your life. You have to live below your means. That's one of the ways to succeed. If you live above your means, you'll soon be broke and poor. So you can just sit down, design something that can work out for you. You can do it for charity, for charity. You can do this one for tithe or for God. You can do it for parents. You can do 5% or 3% for charity. Tell no charity. Please, when you design your life, design your life. You stick to the plan. About 50, 60, 70, 80, 83%. So whatever you want to do, your clothing, your shoe, your feeding, whatever, just design your life. Design. Tell no design. You know what you want for yourself, and when you design, stick on this. Design your life, because you are the architect of your success in life. Stick to it. See, the problem that poor men are not disciplined. That is why poor men are like China phone. They don't obey instructions. What did I say? No, I say you should say after me. Poor men are like China phone. They don't obey instructions. So you have to plan. You have to sit down and design your life and see. And let me something. You budget 3% for charity. Baba, every month, as you get the money, share the money at 3%. Anyway, the money stop. No cross boundary. Make it stop for the act. You know why? It is not all the problem you should solve in this life. Some problems die by ignoring them. Some expire with time. All day since you were born, solving your money problem. Talk to give me. Have you finished solving your money problem? It's not a finish. So charity is charity. Tell the person, okay, I've exhausted my budget for charity this month. Wait till next month. Some of them will get offended with you. I have a good news for you. Tell no good news. Whoever you offend on your journey of creating wealth, when you're wealthy, the person will forgive you. What did I say? Whoever you pleases on your journey of creating wealth, and you did not become wealthy, they will call you a fool. Don't be a fool. Wake up. Tell no, wake up. So that is the truth about life. So you can say, okay, this is for my parents. It could be 5%, it could be 3%, but not more than 10%. This is the only one I say should be more than 10%. Two things should be more than 10% in your budget, because you have to design. Your charity to God can be more than 10%. So your charity to investment, total investment. Invest more before you are 40 years. Invest more because you are 50 years. Money, there's a place to work for money. There's a place for money to work for you. Money must work for you. Say amen. Money must mean money in your hand. Say amen. You can do feeding, okay? Feeding. I can do another 10% for logistics in the house, clothing, gas cooker, and all those things. So 50%, 30%, 80, 93%. So whatever, just design for yourself. So logistics, your car, your maintenance, your liabilities. All your liabilities need to be maintained. Your office rent, all those things need to be maintained. So the remaining 7%, you decide what to do for to make it 100%. So you must sit down and plan. You don't wait. See, millionaire is who you are. Millions is what you have. So you must be a millionaire to have millions. If you are not a millionaire, they give you millions. Very soon, the millions, you do sit to your status. So become a millionaire by planning. Turn on planning. Plot and plan about your fame, about your power, about your authority, about your influence. So why people fail is because they fail to plan. He that failed to plan failed. He that planned to fail. He that planned to fail. No. He that failed to plan to fail. So you can see that. He that failed to plan to fail. So you sit down. Tell us, sit down. If you don't plan, you work on someone else's plan. So the worst thing is to work on someone else's plan. Let me round up this class today. Because tomorrow, tomorrow, I have something powerful for you tomorrow. So the first thing is I said, don't wait until you're a millionaire to figure out what you are going to do with your millions of dollars. Have you written that one now? Shall I figure it out? Figure it out. Your neighbor is not on the talk to your neighbor. That one is begging for recharge card. Tell neighbor, figure it out. Number 2, 10 things. 10 things you must pay attention to. Don't wait until you have credibility, visibility. Don't wait until you have credibility, visibility. And you are resourceful before you figure out what you are going to do with it. Don't wait until you have credibility, visibility, resourceful, fame, fortune, before you figure out what you are going to do with it. Figure it out before you have it. Don't wait until you have credibility. Don't wait until you have credibility, visibility, resourcefulness or resourceful. Don't wait until you are resourceful, until you have fame, until you have fortune, power, authority. Figure it out. Figure it out what you are going to do with it. Don't wait until you have power, authority, fame, credibility, visibility, before you figure it out. Before you figure out what you are going to do with it, sit down and figure it out. That act you do is what will lead to expecting to happen. Human being, things gravitate towards human being. Just attract things to yourself. So don't wait until you have credibility, visibility, fame, fortune, before you figure out what you are going to do with it. So that I keep sit down in your house, in your room, get a corner, figure it out. Don't just begin to assume that you are successful. Act as if you are very rich, you are very influential, you have a great dominion over territory, you have a great authority. Act as if you are fame already and fortune. Act as if. You don't wait until you are fame. You are famous. You have a fortune before you figure it out. Figure it out before. But when you see that to figure it out, what it does to you is that it increases your anticipation, it increases your expectation, and demands more preparation, because you begin to see yourself walking in the promised land, walking in that fortune, walking in that fame. So I said that you don't wait until you are a millionaire before you figure it out. You don't wait until you have credibility, visibility, fame, and fortune before you figure it out. Number three, change the environment and don't let it change you. Change the environment and don't let it change you. That the only way to change the environment is that it must come through inside. It's called inspiration, not motivation. You are inspired from inside by the ideas, concepts. So all entrepreneurs are moved by inspiration. So number 3, I say change the environment. Don't let the environment change you. How do you change the environment? You must sit down, conceive some energy, ideas, concepts. You stand up. See, every great man that earned a fortune changed the environment. Look at Thomas Edison, invented electric bulb, added value to the environment. Look at the White brothers, invented aircraft, added the environment. Look at Bill Gates, added Microsoft to our systems, changed the environment. Look at Facebook, added communication channel to increase our communication level through social media, change the environment. Look at Elon Musk, Tesla, men that change the world, men that make impact. You are entrepreneur. Your entrepreneur must be, they all have an idea in the seat of the imagination. Ideas are created in the seat of imagination. So sit down. Tell us, sit down. Change your environment. Tell them, I am the agent of change. Agent of positive change, agent of great change, agent of impact. So you want to see yourself at that level because that is who you are. Tell them, I'm the light of the world. You are not talking as if you mean. Tell them, I'm the salt of the earth. Anywhere you go, carry yourself. It's called courage. Tell them, courage. And it comes through knowledge. Or knowledge. I say, what knowledge is packaged information. Tell us to solve a problem. So we have knowledge. It's going to increase your confidence. And you know one thing about the society we live in, they don't like confident people. Once you're confident, you say you're arrogant, you're proud. Or God, you are confident, so you don't care. People's opinion don't pay your bills. What did I say? Why do you care? You care about what God says you should do. So you have to find, you need newfound wealth to make a difference. Don't just sit down and pray for things to change. You must change your environment and don't let it change you. You must add impact. You must make that decision to make life better. Number 4, remember and never forget your power, promises, purpose, and your part. Number 4, remember and never forget your purpose on earth. Remember, never forget your purpose on earth, your promises of God on your life, the part. The last time I drew something like this. I said, remember and never forget your purpose on earth, your destiny, your powers, your promises. I drew something like this. I always draw and I said that this is you, this is for yourself, this is God, this is for others. I always draw something like this every time in our millionaire schools. Most of the times I draw. I said that anything you think about yourself is called good idea. Tell me, good idea. Anything for others is called God's idea. Tell me, God's idea. If it's for yourself, it's called career. Tell me, career. For others, it's called calling. Tell me, calling. For yourself, it's called passion. Tell me, passion. For yourself, for others, it's called purpose. Tell me, purpose. For yourself, it's called dream. Tell me, dream. Others is called destiny. Tell me, destiny. For yourself, it's called achievement. Tell me, achievement. For others, it's called fulfillment. Tell me, fulfillment. You are fully filled, satisfied, fulfillment, fully filled, satisfied. So anytime you think about others, that means you are fulfilling God's purpose for your life. Anytime you think about yourself, it's good idea for your life. So you need to move from good to God. Think about others. So never remember and never forget your purpose on earth. The universe is more important about other people, about your part and your promises on God over your life. Don't forget that you came out of the Egypt. Don't forget that God delivered you from darkness. Don't forget don't forget your family. Don't forget where you came from. That it was the mercy of God over your life that brought you to where you are today. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't forget your root. Don't forget your source. You see men that have money, they discern God, they forget God. Watch their end. They don't end well. So the money you are going to make, you must sit down. Decide that you will not forget your purpose on earth. You will not forget your source. That you will not also, you are the agent of change. So change your environment. Don't let your environment change you. So they sit down and decide what you do with your millions before you become a millionaire. Decide what to do with your credibility, visibility, because people are coming to steal from you. Don't forget your source. Number what now? Number 5. Don't be blind. Don't be blind in taking sides with your enemies. Don't be blind in taking sides with your enemy. Don't be blind in taking sides with your enemy. Don't be blind in taking side with your enemy. Don't be blind and be taking side with darkness. Don't be blind in taking side with things that is not against God's will and God's purpose for your life. Don't take side with negative. Nobody will say, hey, it's not a bad thing now. It's not a bad thing to just, to just have one idol. That time Moses went to the mountain. Before you come back, they're good. Don't be blind as you're entering into your promise. Don't be blind. Don't entertain negativity. Don't participate in negative conversation. Don't be blind to participate and consume negative content that will kill you and sabotage. Don't be blind to think that doesn't improve you. Don't be blind to walk into relationships. See, most of you have a good life already, but the problem you have right now is that you enter a wrong relationship because you are blind to carry sex on your head and forget the real thing you're supposed to look at, because you don't go do sex now, you never see the main thing again, because you are blind to see the reality that this is not God's purpose for your life. Don't be blind to understand that God has a plan. For some of us, you say, hey, it's not. You see, oh my God, see, there are some relationships that you enter your life become worst. In fact, you lose your capital. It happened to some men that were traveling, and Jonah entered their boat. In the middle of the sea, there was storms, and wealthy men carried their resources and threw inside ocean. They lost their capital inside ocean. They lost the resources inside ocean because of one man. One wrong man they carried. They threw away all their resources inside ocean. The storm no gree stop. They say wetin happen? Why our life never dey straight? Why your life never dey straight? You carry Jonah. Jonah dey your life. Get it out. Kick him out of your life. They begin to come and say, call your God. They begin to they come go to Jonah. I say, Jonah, wetin woman could do you as soon as he causes wahala now? He say, carry me and throw me inside ocean. Who carry and carry? Who carry leg carry? Who carry the guy? And the guy won't go water. Their life have peace. Some people when they live your life, you have peace. They no peace. You are like, oh my God, I'm saying that. As they enter their life, wealthy men lost their resources inside boat. One bad relationship, they lost everything they have. One bad relation in your life. So that is why you must have personal standard. Anybody that must come to you, you must give the person book to read. Then a book to read. Who not read, make it go. Do you know why? Ask me why. Why is because the scripture, the holy book from the richest man who ever lived, who also became the richest man ever lived, King Solomon. He something that will always remind us every day. He said the book of Proverbs, 18 verse 20. He said, he that walk with the wise will be what? The companion of fools will be what? Then when you walk with a foolish man, you destroy your life. Compare of you destroy. Stop walking with foolish men. Who is a foolish man? Proverbs 1:22c. It says, fools hate knowledge. Fools do what? Hate knowledge. Can't read it now. Fool hate knowledge. You are giving a man book to read. Say, I don't want to read. And he's struggling in poverty. Don't tolerate him. Kick him out. You will destroy your life. If you don't kick him out, you will destroy your resources. Before you realize it, your life don't matter. Kick him out. Don't tolerate ignorance. One thing knowledge doesn't tolerate ignorance. They're not ignorant. Scripture says, my people perish because of what? Lack of knowledge. That perish doesn't mean you are dead. It means worse than dead. Perish. I'll bring the Hebrew word and show you in my strong concordance. The meaning of perish in that scripture. It means worse than death. How on earth will you allow somebody in your private space without not qualifying the person? Show me any government parastatal with that standard. Before they give you a job, show me any school that will give you admission with that standard. You must buy WAEC, you must pass JAM, you must first semester, second semester. You allow every Tom and Dick enter your life. As they perambulate, they come out. Now you make your life be like roller coaster. Wahala. Now you cause them. Touch yourself and make cause them. Now that you are aware, turn away. Kick them out. The first law of what is called the law of awareness. Law of awareness. I want to close this class today. 5 minutes more. Try, don't worry. Number what now? Number 6. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Rather, make exploit with opportunities. Don't be greedy. Rather, make exploit with opportunities. Everyone can prosper in this life. Don't get greedy. Don't covet your neighbor's wife. Don't covet God's own. Don't covet your neighbor's wife. Like me, I don't marry with 3 children. Me, I look at my neighbor's wife, bomb. It's a problem. I should go back home and make my own wife bomb big if I want it that way. Now they do nyash, they don't nyash. Just 2 million, I don't do nyash for 2 million. Small money. They're not small money. You want me the nyash be like Bezos, they go do it for you. You want me the nyash be like this, they go do it for you. Now they do breast, they're not breast. He said, don't covet your neighbor's wife breast. If you small, go do your own, make it big. Go and get money. Problem is poverty. Go and get 2 million. They will do it for you. Just 2 million. They're not small money. They will give you change. They will give you change. 2 million now. They will do nyash for you. Do breaks. Don't covet your neighbor's wife. Your neighbor's wife. Don't be greedy. Rather, do exploit with your opportunity. Don't be greedy. Don't covet your neighbor's goods. Don't covet your neighbor's goods. Don't covet your neighbor's chicken. Go catch person chicken. They will never get down. It's on his side. You phone no go. You know. The problem is poverty. You don't get money. Now you follow all the girls in this. You don't get money. If you get one girl, you say make you bleach. Okay, bleaching cream day. You go turn you from black to purple, black to red, black to blue. Bleaching cream day. He there now. Now you don't want to get money. Now you just broke. I said no covet, just go get money. Do exploit it to opportunity. It's an opportunity. You have it already inside of you. Number what now? Number what? Contribute to the commonwealth of Israel. Contribute to the commonwealth of the society. Contribute. Life is about contribution. What are you going to bring to the table? Every time, no, I need something. Government, give me. Government, give me. A commissioner, give me. Why do you give commissioner? Life is about contribution. Say contribution. I always draw this to us every day. I say, contribute to the commonwealth of Nigeria, contribute to the commonwealth of this world, contribute to the commonwealth of your generation. Contribute. I always tell us that everybody has a purpose. Tell a purpose. All of us look at the board in case you don't know your purpose. Say, okay, I want to know my purpose on earth. It's simple. Your purpose is to create, tell not create. Your purpose is to connect, tell not connect. Your purpose is a triangle. Create, connect, and do what? Contribute. Life is about contribution. Contribute. So your purpose is to create, connect, and contribute. If you're not contributing, you're not moving for purpose. So the laws that Moses gave them that contribute to the commonwealth of Israel. The only way you can create is to sit down, because you create with your mind. Tell not mind. And that's a mental arrangement of thought. You produce physical manifestation of thought. So contribute to the commonwealth of Akwa Ibom State, your local government. Okay, since you were born, new person, they build school, what do you want to do? Sit down and decide what you want to do. That thinking alone, that thought alone, will attract things to you. It means that every tribe, household will have abundance and overflow. Take the overflow and contribute to the commonwealth of Nigeria. Eradicate poverty from your house. Make sure that there is no poor and needy in the land, that everybody prosper. Now, listen, it is not obligation that you give, but it is one of the requirements that you give. So don't let somebody come and find entitlement mentality with your life. See, if you give a poor man too much free food, you create entitlement for them. When you give somebody too much free food, you disable his capacity to think. They're not thinking. So the next one now, number what? Number 8. Okay. Number 9. Okay, that number what now? The one we just finished, number what? Okay, that number 7. I said contribute to what? The commonwealth of, and then put this one down before we go to the next one. And practice generosity. That one, I did it before we go to number 8. And practice generosity. And practice generosity. And practice what? Generosity. And set up, contribute to the commonwealth of the world, society, practice generosity, and set up memories as perpetual reminders. Set up memories as perpetual reminders. You can see people they just built 8 lanes now. They call it memories, reminding a man who contributed to the growth of Akwa Ibom State. Look at this road now, it's called IBB, Ibrahim Babangida Avenue. Badamasi Babangida, IBB. You know, Victor Export is memory. Memory. Set up memories as perpetual what? Reminders. Build things, build churches, build school. So number what now? 8. Number 8. Teach your children history. Teach your children history, purpose, destiny. Teach your children history. Let them know that we came out of Egypt. We came out of sins and sorrow, darkness. Teach your children history, purpose, and destiny. Teach your children history. Your legacy is not your commercial estate, but your spiritual estate. Your legacy is not your commercial estate, but your spiritual estate that must be inherited by your children ahead of the commercial, physical, and financial estate. You might not need to write that one. Just write, teach your children history, purpose, and destiny. Your legacy, full stop. That's what I say you stop. Your legacy is not just commercial estate, but spiritual estate that must be inherited by your children ahead of the commercial, physical, and financial estate. Spiritual estate is your value. I think we should write that one down. Write is very important for me. Say, teach your children history. Teach your children your history, purpose, and destiny, full stop. And now write it down. Your legacy is not just commercial estate, but spiritual estate that must be inherited by your children ahead of the commercial, physical, and financial estate. This is number what now? Number 8, okay? Don't worry, I have 2 more to go. As a teach your children your history, purpose, and destiny, full stop. Your legacy is not just commercial estate, but spiritual estate that must be inherited by your children. Your children must also inherit your spiritual estate. I'm going to give you the list of them. Your legacy is not just commercial estate, but also but spiritual estate that must be inherited by your children ahead of the commercial, physical, and financial estate. That your children inheriting your commercial estate, physical or financial estate, they must in turn also inherit your spiritual estate. Full stop. Spiritual estate are your values, ethics, mindset, study life, practices, discipline. Spiritual estate are your values. Spiritual estate are your values, your mindset, your study life, your practices, discipline. Spiritual estate are your values, purpose, study life, practice, discipline, etc. If your children prioritize them, they will not squander your physical estate. Your children will be born, and your grandchild. If your children prioritize them, they will not squander your estate and leaving your children in poverty. If your children prioritize this spiritual estate, they will not squander your physical estate, leaving your children in poverty. Teach your children spiritual estate, which is your values, ethics, mindset, purpose, study life, practice, discipline, etc. If your children prioritize them, if your children don't prioritize them, they will squander your physical estate, leaving your children in poverty. If your children don't prioritize discipline, study life, practices, values, ethics, purpose, that broad state you have, if your children don't prioritize them, your spiritual estate are your values, ethics, mindset, purpose, study life, practices, discipline, etc. If your children don't prioritize them, they will squander your physical estate, leaving your children in poverty. Teach them history. So let me give you 9 and 10. I might not need to explain them. Number what? Number 9. Feed the Levites. Care about your spiritual health. Feed the Levites. Care about spiritual health. Those men that are your spiritual authority in your life, whether it's Babalawo, care about them. Is a pastor, care about them. You must have a connection with spiritual source. Whether it's Babalawo, I know one man, Ugboni, call to anywhere, I no get problem. Brotherhood, Catholic, Ekanka, Rina, I no get problem. Feed them. They not feed them. Any spiritual source, feed them. I no get wahala. But me, I will tell you, accept Christ. That's what I will tell you. Now feed the Levites. Take care of the spiritual health of men, spiritual men in your life. Please, you can. It's a wrong thing to stay without a spiritual authority over your life. Get one. Get one. Just get one. It's a wrong thing to stay without a spiritual